Hello, everyone. My name is Dante Phillips,
And I'm Tasia Colheim.
and we attend the Lincoln University. Earlier today, I had the pleasure of meeting Carla Pratt at the pre-law fair. And tonight, I have the honor of introducing her as one of our Hall of Fame honorees. Ms. Pratt currently serves as the Washburn University School of Law Dean and has done so since 2018.
She has taught many courses that include constitutional, federal Indian, education, and race and American law. The variety of these courses expresses her commitment to the inclusion and diversity in the law curriculum.
Additionally, her contributions to literature discussing the challenges faced by African Americans as they navigate law school, as well as entering the legal profession. And she has also explored the viability of colorblind admission standards.
We should all be inspired by her work in improving the diversity in the legal field.
And now, without further ado, may we please produce a round of applause for Dean Carla Pratt.
So it only gets worse, the more honorees that go before you. I thought, wow, I think I may be the affirmative action baby here. They said that they had to have a woman or something, because I certainly don't measure up to the candidates who were honored here tonight. I feel like I'm really just starting to embark upon my career in terms of having some actual power to impact change. And that's one of the things that I love most about serving as a dean, because I have the power to say, we're going to admit 5 African-American students who didn't get into any law school anywhere else, and we're going to educate them, and we're going to help them pass the bar and become lawyers. And so I'm really excited to be here tonight, and I'm really thankful to Evangeline for this honor. And I met a lot of you earlier today at the fair, and I also see myself in you, but you all look much more sophisticated than I did when I was your age. So I grew up on a farm in rural Oklahoma. I ran barefoot all summer long, and I ran from chickens and rattlesnakes and all kinds of things on a farm that I didn't really want to get too close to. But I learned about a man named Thurgood Marshall. And I learned that he went to a law school called Howard University School of Law. And I knew there were other law schools out there, but I knew that this historically black law school was the one that could prepare me for a career that could make an impact. And so I want to echo what's been said in terms of the motivation for becoming a lawyer. I hope each one of you is motivated by the desire to make a difference. But I do want to kind of challenge the notion of making money, because I do see wealth and income inequality in the black community as the next frontier for civil rights. And so we can't all take jobs that pay $50,000 a year and all be the soldiers who are sacrificing financially. We need all of the diversity that there is in the legal profession, because I need somebody to write, a $10 million check to endow a scholarship for every HBCU student who graduates from an HBCU college and wants to go to law school to be funded. I need that, right? So if some of you are motivated by wanting to do good and making money, I hope there are some of you in this room who are motivated by both, and I hope some of you will pursue making money so that you can use that money to help other students who are coming behind you, because I do think that's really important. So I don't want to be long because I know we have additional honorees, but I do want to say that Howard University provided me with a stellar education, so I would echo what my colleagues here today have said with respect to HBCU education. It's something that's really near and dear to me because I was one of those people who legal education would not have been accessible to me but for the scholarship that Howard University provided to me. So it was financially inaccessible to me. My father was the grandson of a slave who did not know how to read and write because he was hired out by my grandfather to work for white people as soon as he was big enough. So he did not have the privilege of attending school. And so when I think about that, I think about how close we are to slavery in time. People think that was ancient history, but my daddy knew a slave. That was his grandmother. And so when I think about the lack of educational opportunity that he had, and I think about what Howard did for me by providing a scholarship that made it possible for me to get a legal education, I know that I have a debt. I have a debt to pay to Howard, and I write those checks every year, and I probably will for the rest of my life because I'll never be able to repay that debt. It gave me not only the ability to become financially independent and stand on my own 2 feet, it gave me the ability to help other people. And as was said before, to extend that ladder further down and help somebody else climb up. And so for that, I am forever grateful for HBCU education, and I'm really, really honored to be recognized here tonight. It warms my heart for me to see so many of you in this room, and all of you have come from so many different places. And so another theme that I heard in the prior speakers was about failure, and so I want to share my own failure story. So I don't know if Howard still has this, but when I went to law school, they had this 6-week mini course at the beginning that was kind of like the kindergarten, here's the legal analysis, how you brief a case and analyze course. It was like the kindergarten course of law school, and I failed it. I got a big fat F. And I called home and I said to my dad, I said, I'm just going to have to come home because I didn't pass the test. But I had a professor who gave the test, who came to me and said, you can do this. I want you to study again, and I want you to think about these things. And so she outlined what she wanted me to think about while I was studying, and she gave me another test. It wasn't the same test. Still to this day, I don't know if she created this additional test just for me, but she probably did. And I passed. And I think about that all the time. If she hadn't reached out to me, if she hadn't seen that I could do it, I would have been packed up, gone back to the farm in Oklahoma, and I'd be milking cows today. So I say that to say that each of you is probably going to encounter some moment of failure, and that's okay, as long as it's a fruitful failure, as long as you learn from it and you pick yourself up and figure out what went wrong and reset things so that you can get there to your goal. So because of that one person, I was able to continue in law school, and I was able to graduate in the top 5% of my class. Because of that one person. One person can make a difference. And so I hope that each of you will be that one person for the person coming behind you. Thank you.